So, what if the American dream isn't just struggling? What if it's dead? And what if the only path forward is to just burn the whole thing down? Today, we're going to deconstruct a pretty provocative and influential online text called The American Dream Died, a call to chaos. We're just going to break down its arguments, how it's structured, and the language it uses piece by piece. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, the author hits you with this line, which you might recognize. It's basically a slap in the face. It's saying, hey, forget everything you've been told about being special. This isn't about individualism anymore. The old rules, they're done. The whole argument is laid out for us in 5 pretty clear steps. It starts with a problem, then it builds up the anger by pointing out victims and villains, and then, and this is where it gets wild, it proposes a radical solution and a final endgame. We're going to follow that exact roadmap. All right, so let's start where the author does, with the diagnosis. What exactly is so broken about America? Okay, this is a vivid image. You've got the bald eagle, this powerful symbol of American freedom, and it's been reduced to this pathetic scavenger, grabbing gross, soggy fries off the hood of a super expensive truck. For the author, this single image says it all. The American dream is a cheap corporate fraud. And to really hammer this point home, the text is just sprinkled with quotes like this one. The message is clear. Chasing after stuff, the whole consumer dream, isn't freedom. It's a trap. It's another way you're owned by the system. So if the dream is dead, who's the killer? This is where the author really starts to stir the pot. The second stage of the argument is all about creating a clear-cut story of good guys and bad guys.
And it's a pretty stark contrast. On one side, you have Steve in Ohio. He's the author's stand-in for the forgotten working man, the quote, legacy American, with calloused hands, just trying to get by. And on the other side, you've got Jeff Bezos, literally laughing from space while Steve's Prime delivery is late.
And Bezos isn't alone. The author has a whole hit list of tech elites. Elon Musk gets called out for hypocrisy, Bill Gates for funding causes that supposedly replace American workers, and Peter Thiel and Sam Altman are accused of choosing foreign talent over homegrown Americans every single time.
Now, this is where the argument takes a very sharp turn into some really extreme conspiratorial territory. The text, and it's careful to say it citing claims from other sources, doesn't just call Peter Thiel an enemy. It describes him as a scaly hybrid droid, a non-human, reptilian creature literally stealing American dreams. The language is designed to make him seem like an alien threat.
And this dehumanizing theme just keeps going. Sam Altman from OpenAI gets the same treatment. Again, citing outside claims, he's painted as a demonic hybrid. The author even plays on his name, suggesting he has an alt-man alter ego, a secret identity working against regular people. And finally, Elon Musk gets looped into the same bizarre framework. He's another quote-unquote hybrid, a serpent, squeezing the life out of the American dream. So you see what's happening here? The villains aren't just greedy billionaires anymore. They're being portrayed as something alien, something that needs to be completely wiped out. But, it's not just about pointing fingers at a few powerful people. According to the author, it's bigger than that. The entire system, the whole game, is rigged. And that's what the next part's all about. At the heart of this section is a word the author made up, improcracy. It's a really loaded term, and it's designed to be. The definition here is a system that's been deliberately built to import foreign workers, especially in tech, to replace and undercut the legacy American workforce. And to make this big, abstract idea feel real, we get another character, Joe. Joe's a vet, a guy who did everything right, and now he's stuck driving for Uber. And from his car, he's watching as immigrants, in his view, get all the opportunities he was promised. He's the human face of this supposed importocracy. And this quote is the perfect pivot point. It captures that feeling of total desperation. When you feel like you have nothing left to lose, well, that's when you're open to some truly radical ideas. And that's exactly where the text goes next. So what is this radical solution? Well, part 4 lays it all out. And I gotta say, this is probably the most prescriptive and, the most controversial part of the whole text. The plan is called the White Male Asian Female Rise-Up Alliance. Yeah, you heard that right. And the logic, as the author presents it, is a 3-step process. Step 1, disenfranchised white men should form strategic marriages with elite Asian women. Step 2, create a new generation of hybrid superspawns. Step 3, raise these kids to be insurgents to get inside the system and tear it down from within.
And here we go again with another famous anti-consumerist quote. Only this time, it's being used to justify this pretty extreme social engineering project. It's a way of saying, forget their system of status and money, we're going to create a whole new bloodline to destroy them.
So, what does the world look like after all this? What's the end game? Well, the fifth and final section of this vision has a code name, and it's all about total chaos.
It's called Operation Lotus. The idea is that this new generation, these super spawns, will rise up through the ranks of the elite system, just like a lotus flower blooming from the mud. And then, once they're in positions of power, they'll trigger a total collapse, leaking data, crashing systems, and exposing everyone. It's a vision of a silent coup. And the author paints a very, very specific and vengeful picture of what this collapse looks like. It's not just about systemic change, it's about personal, public humiliation for all the villains named earlier. And in the end, a new world order emerges, run by this mixed-race squad and funded by universal basic income.
And the whole manifesto ends with this final quote. There's no subtlety here. It's a direct, urgent call to action. It's designed to make the reader feel like time is running out, and that this isn't just an idea, it's a matter of survival. So when you step back and look at the whole thing, it's a journey. It goes from nihilism and despair to a really detailed and, frankly, disturbing blueprint for revolution. It's a powerful and dangerous fantasy of revenge. And it leaves us with a pretty big question. What does the appeal of such an extreme call to chaos actually tell us about the discontent so many people are feeling today?